everyone, welcome back to episode 8 of my Hytale Let's Play. Today is a big day. We are going to start working on a little terraforming project before we go into actually making the Hanok Village. Back and up here will be more of the village area. But right now you see we've got this nice little cliffside. And I'm thinking that we turn this into a really tall, nice cliff. There'll be trees all in the background like there is right now. But then there'll be a small clearing at the top of this cliff where it comes to its peak. And that's because like all the Korean dramas that you watch, the historical ones, they always have some kind of cliff like this. And I just thought that this base could not be complete without a nice cliff, and I thought that was a great way to warm up going into the rest of this thing while we start laying out the terraforming vibe of the project and just get that going. But first, this cliff is going to need to be pretty tall so that we get the sense of the sheer drop of it all. And so what I want to do first is kind of cave out this little pathway. We'll see on the map that we have a little pathway coming through here. And the river kind of stopped. And now this is a huge chunk of land to try to do all in one episode. But the main point of our cliff is coming over here. So I just want to start laying the base groundwork for making this river to eventually go all the way through here. And so that's what we're going to start on, and we're going to see how far we get. I also do want to at least lay down just some straight blocks of what the height would this be, and maybe kind of make like a chicken wire framework of what the mountain's going to look like. I have some references that I'll throw up on screen. This is kind of the what I'm looking for, including colors and vibe and intent. You can see over here a little bit of the palette that I've worked out from that initial video you saw at the beginning. These were all the blocks that we were collecting. This bottom one is black clay, and so this is going to be our main color. We have quite a lot of it laid out in here, these two chests full. And there's a little bit more back at home. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough even, but we have a lot of that. And then we have the slate here. And after that, we've got the ashen sand and the blue-green moss at the top, or any point where the cliff is kind of more flat at the top of the edges and stuff, just to add some color. And I do have a little bit of magma, maybe if we do like a really dark spot, just for some texturing. But mostly I'm going with this kind of gradient going up, with the shadows at the bottom and the darker part and the lighter part being at the top. And so that's the plan with that. You can see we've got a little setup here in case there's anything that we need. We are going to be working a lot with dirt right now and some of the pebbles as we work on fixing up this little riverbed. So let's go ahead and get started on that now. A little progress update. You can see we've done a little bit of work already to try to expand this river over here. Eventually we'll go and get some buckets and we'll fill this in, and then we'll break these afterwards. And we'll dig down deeper if we want to after we get the first layer in. But I kind of want this to be a slow slope up instead of so dramatic, because we want all of the dramatic cliff on this side. So it's a little slower and steadier over on this end. Romans 8:28 says, God works all things for good of those who love him and who have been called according to his purpose. This doesn't mean that all things are good, but that God can work all things for good. One really easy way to make something work for good is if you use that circumstance to lean in more to God. Even if things don't work out the way that you would hope that they would or you'd expect them to, if you go closer to God, that's a win. Mining out a lot of this dirt and marble, but we actually ran out of materials to make grass blocks, so I'm gonna quickly head to the jungle biome area just so that we can make some more grass blocks. Now that we've got some plant fiber, we made some grass, and we can mine up all of this dirt and replace it with grass since grass spread's not on. Now, if we just finish up this little bit, this whole area will have been changed from dirt to grass. That'll make it just look a lot prettier on the map. Okay, so we still have a ton of work left to go, but I wanted to pause for a second here. I think this is going to be like our main height. Some of it might go up a little bit, but definitely planning on just kind of carving the mountain at this height. And again, this is going to take a really long time, so this might be something that gets worked on between episodes and stuff like that. But I think this does a good job. It's close to where the water's going to be, and it'll help us get that height of this mountain. The cliffside's only going to go a little higher than this white block. I'm thinking I want it to look like it's as tall as the tree. It's not actually going to be as tall as the tree, but from this perspective, I'd like that. And of course, it'll cover the tree. And so I just don't want to be able to see this tree line when you look up at the cliffside from right here. And so maybe even up a little higher right about there. So that's why I think this spot is pretty good. As you can see, our chest setup is right there at the moment. And so I'm going to just clear enough of an area here for now and move the chest down here. And we'll slowly work on cutting through this mountainside chunk here as time goes on. And of course, we still have to slowly cut through the canyon area till we get all the way to the water, which is quite a bit. But we're just going to focus on this chunk right here for now. Okay, after moving all of our stuff down, I went ahead and just threw up this line of blocks just to see if this is the height I want, and I'm liking it. I think it's good. So I'm going to go ahead and go with this height and start kind of just laying out some framework blocks, and I'll check back in and we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I think this height looks nice from right here. I'm thinking up maybe like 5 or 7 more, and this one's gonna come to the point and be kind of the clearing, and then the rest is going to go back and kind of have more of the grass and the trees coming up, but it's going to slope downward so that the trees aren't too much taller than this corner cliffside, just because I really want this cliff to kind of stand out. And then we'll slowly just bring the mountain edge down and blend it into the natural terrain. And I might come in with the other blocks and do some texturing. I might just leave it like all black for now with the clay. It's been really nice to just go and stick with the solid color for right now. And then maybe I can come back in and edit things. Okay, I think actually while working on the mountain, the game updated. And so now grass spread is on. And so all of our paths are vanishing, you see. We just watched it right there. So we need to come up with a different path block, and we're going to have to go change everything. The thing is I just spent all of our plant fibers on grass blocks recently because grass doesn't spread. But now that it does, obviously that was a waste now. Overall, this grass spread is going to be very nice so that we don't have these weird patches of dirt anymore. I should have prepared for this ahead of time. Okay, we have a few of the main pathways in at least. I need to collect a lot more pebbles though, so we're going to definitely have some patchy pathways for a little bit. So I ended up setting the Machina, whatever camera up so that I could switch to this angle and see from down here, just so I could go up in scaffold and edit some of this mountain to make it look better, which was very helpful so that I don't have to keep coming up and down this mountain. Now I went ahead and I dotted around some pine trees in this area. We'll have to see how it looks when they finish growing. I've left kind of a pathway right here where there's no trees. I want it to kind of seem like a pathway because, I mean, the whole point of this is that in all of those dramas, they always get cornered to this edge, and, well, the direction with no trees is what's going to lead to feeling cornered at the top of this cliffside. Of course, we still have to flatten this mountain section quite a lot, and this is as far as I've gotten on this side, which is not very far, but also this project has taken a very long time, and so we've got to still make the rest of this canyon and making some of the cliffside and stuff too around here, but that'll all turn out really nice eventually. And we still need to get lots of buckets and fill up the river, which will be much easier to do with portals. Now, there's lots of rocks here, so let's go ahead and mine out these rocks and replace this section with some grass, because I still need tons of rocks for our pathway back home. But we started this episode without grass bed, and so I spent every little bit of plant fiber I had to make all of this grass to make this area look pretty, and then halfway through the same day of filming the video, suddenly there's an update for grass spread. Right after I spent all this time in the jungle trying to get more plant fiber since I was all out of it, and then I spent all of that on grass, and now I don't need it anymore since grass spread's on. So instead of spending all that time getting plant fiber, I should have been spending all that time getting the rocks so I could make my pathways at home and fix them. But okay, guys, I think we're going to call it here for this episode. I'm not loving it sloping down and ending kind of here. I'm thinking potentially this will end up going a little bit further that way and a lot further that way too. I do like this cliffside on the map and stuff, but it's going to take a really long time. You can see how much work we've done so far to flatten this mountain. I decided to start working from the top down. I might go up a block or two more than the level it is right now. I mean, even that's one block higher, but it's not going to be much more, so that is a lot of mountain to have to cut out. Well, I don't know if it'll be like this the whole way, maybe just for this part right here that's supposed to feel the highest and the tallest part of the cliff, and so we'll have to work on the riverbed just in the background between episodes and stuff. You can see how much we've mined too, because all of this is full of dirt all the way up to here, and then all of this is full of marble up to there. We've almost got a double chest of the shale. We did go on a short trip to get the golden wood so that we could upgrade our farmer's workbench. I haven't finished planting all the potatoes and everything we need. So before we end this episode, let's go ahead and upgrade that. But while we were out getting the golden wood, we discovered 5 more mobs, which I really don't know how we hadn't discovered these pigs before. But we discovered 5 more, and we only needed 4 to reach the next achievement. So let's go turn our memories in. Let's upgrade the achievement, and then let's go work on upgrading our farmer's workbench. I wonder if something's happening with the updates, because definitely just the other day this said 4, and we just turned in 5 memories, and we're still 1 short. And maybe that's why it was saying we hadn't seen those wild pigs. Maybe with changes to them, it removes some memories and then pulls in new ones. So we're 1 memory short. Let's put the farming on the side. I think there's something we can do in this episode to just finalize this, and there's 1 more creature. It's just a matter of finding them. But I think we can do it. There is supposedly a creature that we can discover in this ruin portal. Now, we visited here before, but I really didn't find anything, and we only have a certain amount of time. So, we are going to have to try and find this creature quick. Let's try up there. These are very tall mountains. Even with a 4-block jump, they're hard to scale. Kind of disorientating after a while. It feels like I'm just mining straight and I'm somehow climbing through a 1x1 hole. This took a long time if what we're looking for is not here. There's another circle there. We'll just have to try and see if we can make it over there. But I don't think we'll have time. Watch, like you can see it in the distance, but too far away to claim that you've discovered it. That's what's gonna happen. Oh, he's right there. He's right there. We just have to get close enough. Oh, we discovered it. Cool. Sweet. And yeah, you can't fight it or anything. It's not set up to work yet. But in the future, we'll be able to fight it. We cut that close in just the nick of time. Sweet. Now we have the 200 memories. Now we can make whatever this harvest trophy is. And we have more eternal seeds. And the biggest deal is we can use 2 more teleporters. We've maxed out on teleporters till now, so that'll be really nice. Let's go see what the harvest trophy is. And this is a harvest trophy. Oh, so it's like a prize if you harvest enough. Oh, I want it. He's so cute. We can get that easy. Oh, you have to scroll? Okay, yeah, never mind. We are nowhere close to getting this trophy. We have to have 100 of each type of plant. And 100 poop and 100 feathers. Well, I think I know what our goal is for next episode. Well, guys, that's going to be it for this episode. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.